we've only got a couple more days and then we're into March. But anyway, as you can see, hopefully, it's blowing a gale today. It's really, really windy day. Cold. It said it's 17. To be honest, it feels colder than that. And I think, to be honest, if I have the fire, going to be having the fire wood burner be on today. We've stocked up the logs in the lounge because I'm sure this afternoon log burner will be on and we'll be around the fire because it's not very warm, even though it's saying it's 17. I don't know if you can see the pool there. It's rocking. But thankfully, Glenn, you're a top man, and you're not watching me tonight. And George has just popped in. Top people. So today, I haven't got anything to talk about today, other than I got a good question. I got a good question from Des, and Des is giving me he's giving me a story, a history. No, he hasn't given me a history. He's giving me something to talk about. So yeah, 6 people in the house, 2 likes. That's good. Sun's trying to break out every now and again. I thought what I'd do, I'll just show you the scenery today. Watching it rock about. I don't know why, but it never looks good when it's like this. It looks a bit dull to me, and it's freezing. Anyway, today's question. Let's get on with today's question. Oh look, Yabbez has got 21. You lucky sausage in Turkey. Anyway, Des is asking, hi Sean, maybe a question that you might be able to answer or not, probably not really. It's a one-liner, but I'm sure you can condense it down. Currently own a house and separate car repair business. Planning on selling everything and heading out your way. I'm used to having numerous large sheds, etc., where I live, and also a large plot of land around our garage business. So have ample room for workshop, storage, etc. My question is, what is the availability of land and large sheds to either rent or buy around your area? Think maybe within 5 miles or so. Do local farmers and landowners tend to rent out or sell this kind of thing? So what are the restrictions regarding the use of such building and land? Strictly domestic, hobby, or possible business use? A lot of questions, I know, but hopefully you can help or greatly appreciated. So what he's really saying is he wants to come over here, have a big plot of land with some buildings on it, obviously to do with workshop, sheds and whatever. Is it possible? And the simple question to that is, yes, you can do that. All I'm going to say, Des, one thing is, not knowing where you're from, obviously if you're within the EU residency, then you shouldn't have a problem. But if you're, say, you're living in the UK, then you're gonna have to apply for a non-lucrative visa, which will then stop you from working. So if you're thinking about doing any sort of car-related business, so right, yeah, if you're doing it for a hobby, that's no problem. But if you're thinking about earning some money, then you're gonna have to wait 5 years, unless you want to go for the golden visa, which is I think it's 500,000 now. Because as long as you invest it, be it land, property, or investment into Spain, then you won't have a problem there. You have the same rights as like I've got, really, or or an EU citizen, as they say. But what I will say is you might have to be. This is the other thing you got. I mean, I don't think you can rent land, but there's plenty of land about where you can buy, and I've seen some places where it's got a lot of land. Obviously, in this area, it's farming land, so that might be another issue. If you buy farming land, you probably won't be allowed to build on it. But if there's any existing buildings on there, in most cases there are, but also be wary of ruins, because what tends to happen is you can update the ruin, but you can't make that ruin any bigger. Um, yeah, see, the best thing to do, Des, one, come out here, have a look yourself first, and then use the local estate agents. I would probably go for the Spanish estate agents dotted around the area, and ask that you're after a plot of land, and then get them to tell you about the regulations more, because there are regulations. You can't just buy an old thinker, say, and then do it up and turn it into a big building. Because I got friends further up country. Now I think they come under a different, like Valencia or something. They can be pretty strict. You can't build anything more. We can't even just put a shed up without seeking permission. And if you know what Spain's like with regulations, so it's a bit of yes and no, Des, to be honest. It's better if you can find a place that's already got the buildings there. And every now and again, you want to check out some of the Spanish property websites, and just whack in on the search land, and then it will come up with buildings and that, and it won't give you any information about what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. But then that's when you need to come over here, go out with an agent and pick his brains on, well, can I, connect this to power? Because that's the other side of all this. Got to make sure there's electric there, water, probably, you could get away with irrigation water, depending the situation. Obviously, solar power is another one, I suppose. So it's all about the money as well. But it's possible, but the rules and regulations will differ from each sort of area. And I'm not 100% sure here if you can convert a building into, say, for instance, like if you was doing it for like a car workshop. But there are places dotted around Camposol on the outskirts. We've got a couple of places, what I call British mechanics, that have done that. They've got a big plot of land and they've turned in a shed into a workshop. I don't know that, obviously the business side of all that, but then, like you said, you might just be wanting to do it for a hobby. Maybe you want to buy some old cars and do them up restoration for your own hobby, and that I can't see being a problem. But the actual buildings, you might be lucky and find a place that's got 3 or 4 big buildings on there that you can just go straight into. So, good one that, Des. Obviously, I'm not much help really, am I? But because I don't really delve into that side of it. I don't know anybody personally that's, especially, there's a lot of videos out now where people are doing restoration of old buildings that are doing up, because it can be a little bit of a nightmare with the building restrictions as they have. But anyway, Des, good question that. Right, I think that's it, guys. I'll tell you what, I've got 19 in the house. I've got 14 likes here, top people. I'm going to whack it around now, as you can see me now. I'll tell you what, it's not very warm. If you just come in now, it's 17 in the shade, but it feels a lot colder. And I said before, I can definitely say the wood burn is going on probably this afternoon. Now, Jan bought, last week, she bought a big pergola, like similar to this, but obviously this has all got plants all around it, so it's pretty well protected. But yesterday we had like a mini typhoon. I was upstairs at the time. Jan was out in the garden doing something, and a little mini typhoon, and it just ripped it all to pieces. It didn't rip the canvas. The canvas was fine, but all the metal, it's only thin metal struts. It just bent them. I think in some places actually broke it in half. So that's going to the metal man now. Now, if you didn't know, on Camposol we have a guy that goes around Camposol tooting his horn. I think he does it a couple of times a week. You hear this toot toot. going up the hill. He's the metal man, bit like a rag and bone man, but he won't give you no money for it. He's quite happy to take it off you, but he just collects metal. So if you've got like an old fridge or, you know, metal stuff, he's happy to take it off you, but he won't give you nothing for it. But you know, it's handy, I suppose, because we have got places where we can dump stuff. We got the eco park not too far away for larger stuff, and we used to have a thing with the council where I think it was twice a month where you could put big stuff out. I'm on about like beds and wardrobes out next to the big bins, and they take it away. But I think that's all been stopped for some reason. So it's up to you now to get rid of it. What some people do, because there's a lot of charity places there, is they give like MABs or there's some other Noah's Ark, I think. They'll pick it up for you. Now, obviously, they're going to ask for a charitable contribution, but you know, if you want to get rid of something like that, you can. So anyway, I'm going to say adios amigos because it's cold. So I'm going to catch you tomorrow. I think tomorrow and the rest of the week the sun's back out. Yeah, it'll be warmer, I hope. Anyway, adios amigos. I'll catch you tomorrow. You're top people.